What's going on, everybody? It's Haas with Onyx Block. Today I'm here not to talk about a specific crypto, but we're going to talk about some news. Let's get into it. Okay, so first and foremost, this is going to be a little bit of a different type of video than you're probably used to. I do want to include news and anything that could affect the crypto market in this channel, obviously, and give you guys updates on anything that might be happening. Also be there during those tough times, during the blood and capitulation, to kind of talk everyone down off the ledge so they don't lose any money or lose out or miss any opportunities that they might have. The reality is that when the market is like this and when the market is down, these are the perfect times to buy. So it's really not the time to be scared, but it is the time to be a little bit more cautious when you're moving into certain things. So we're going to talk a little bit about the stock market before we get into cryptocurrency. The reason why we're talking about the stock market is mainly because how correlated it is to Bitcoin. Whether we like to say it or not, Bitcoin is correlated with the stock market. If the stock market goes down, Bitcoin's going to go down. Why is that? Because markets are emotional. Human beings are flawed people, right? Hold on, let me just change there we go. Human beings are just flawed people, all right? We're all emotional. We all capitulate based on the news or based on how we feel, when a lot of times it's not how we feel that we should be operating. We should be operating on the fundamentals. But it is obvious that when things go up and up and up, there is only one place to go down. And we've seen that with the Dow hitting record highs, the Dow hitting highs in a pandemic, which is really unfathomable if you actually think about it. We're hitting record highs in our worst economic time, and that should be telling to what's actually happening behind the scenes. So is the economy doing well, or are we in just a giant bubble? And that's something to keep in mind. So I brought up this article from the Wall Street Journal. U.S. stocks end on a lower. U.S. stocks are sliding down a little bit due to the news. Whether you like it or not, in this channel, we'll never get political. I'll never really issue a political statement in terms of one side or the other. But regardless of the politics, there is some things that you need to be aware of. The stock market was really stable after the 2020 election, mainly because we had the prospect of having a Republican Senate. Now, what a Republican Senate would have done is it would have deadlocked the government. The markets love a deadlocked government because that means nothing's going to change. So the market doesn't have to change a thing. But if you have either a Biden presidency, which is a full blue presidency, or a full red presidency, it could change how the stock market goes based on the change that is being expected. And again, this is all based on emotion. Human emotion is what the stock market moves on. I'd probably say 80% to 90% of the stock market moves on emotion. The other 10% is the tiny bit of logic that's available. So obviously with the news of Georgia swinging blue, that has instigated a blue sweep, a blue wave, if you will, that the Democrats now hold the presidency, they hold the House and the Senate, which could bring on some changes to policy, and that could impact how business operates. We don't know if there's going to be tax implications on big business. So those are things to keep aware of, why the stock market will move up and down depending on who's in office and when, right? So a lot of times, if there is a big political shift like that, you'll notice that the stock market does switch. And when there's not a political shift, as in say the Democrats hold the House, or there's a deadlocked government, which is perfect for the markets, then in those cases, you might see just a flat line or a continuous rise. But in most elections and in most presidential transitions, we do eventually see the gradual upswing. That being said, we're in some of the most volatile times today. We've never experienced this in history, and this is possibly one of the worst recessions that we will live through in our lifetimes. Definitely worse than 2008. I absolutely believe that, and I think it's going to have a huge impact. But we do always recover, right? Markets are always going to rebound, and we're always going to make money. Sure, some businesses are going to lose, and some businesses are not going to be able to make it, and that's kind of the whole cycle of things, right? Like businesses fail and businesses don't. So I would just be careful of certain stocks that you're in. I wanted to bring up this article from Elon, or from Yahoo Finance, about Elon. Now the thing about Elon Musk is he tweeted, use Signal. which is, I believe this is, okay, so it looks like it's a healthcare tech company. I thought it was a social app, some sort of social app. Either way, this shows how hungry investors are for the next big thing. We saw in the IPOs for Airbnb, for DoorDash, and all of these tech companies just going through the roof, way past what they can actually achieve in their earnings reports. Tesla, for example, has not hit earnings at all, and they're not going to in the next quarter, but yet Tesla is at an all-time high, or was, right? Michael Burry, the famous hedge fund manager that shorted the housing bonds, is shorting Tesla actively right now. That should show you that there is a bubble. There's a massive bubble in stocks and in tech stocks specifically because people are convinced these are safe places to be, which they're clearly not, right? And hold on, I promise you, I'm going to link this in with crypto, so please, I hope I'm not losing anyone's attention here. But this just goes to show, Elon tweets about Signal and it jumps 15%. Or 1,500%, right? Like just a simple tweet, and there you go. It's madness. It's absolute madness. No rhyme or reason. Nobody's actually looked into it. People are just dumping their money because somebody said so, and that seems to be the sentiment. The dollar is up today, the DXY, but let me just switch over. Bear with me here. We'll go to the yearly chart just so you can take a look. So what I wanted to talk about the DXY right now, the dollar has obviously bumped up a little bit. But you can see that the dollar's definitely been shooting at a low, and it's been going down this trajectory for quite a while. Now, the thing that concerns me about the dollar is the fact that this is the world reserve currency. Nixon, for example, took everyone off the gold standard, or took the US dollar off the gold standard in 1972. In the Bretton Woods Agreement in the 40s, everyone backed their dollars by US dollars, mainly because US dollars were backed by gold. Well, now that's no longer the case after Nixon. So Nixon effectively took off most countries off the gold standard. You can say that's good or bad. I think ultimately it's going to be bad. But obviously we need a new world reserve currency, especially with the United States printing dollars like it's nothing. So do I think the dollar is going to rebound and go up? In a lot of ways, I feel like this is like just a little bounce before a very big tumble down. So I don't think that the dollar is going to hold much standing where it is. I think the dollar is going to continue going down in valuation, and that's prominently because of what the Federal Reserve is doing to the dollar. Okay, so in crypto, this is what everyone was looking for, or what everyone is here for. In terms of crypto, we have a red day, but in all honesty, pullbacks are so normal. So if you look at the pullback that's happened here, we've reached down, and I think we got down to, so we wicked down all the way down to just above 30K. And that could be scary, but when you look into it in terms of like the matter of a few months, you're really not erasing that much. You're basically erasing everything that happened in the new year. We've still been on a steady incline. Bitcoin is still way up there. Now, am I thinking that Bitcoin's going to go down? Like, are we done? Like, is the party over? No. This is par for the course. This is absolutely something that happens, especially when you see the Dow take a little bit of a tumble and slide and stocks slide. It's going to happen with Bitcoin, where it's going to be a issue where Bitcoin's going to follow and get pulled down. People are going to get scared. People are going to capitulate out. So how should you operate in this? Now, this isn't financial advice, so I want to be very, very clear about that. How I'm operating, I will tell you that, is I will be purchasing a little bit more. Possibly not Bitcoin, because my dollar cost average on Bitcoin is 10,000. I'm a long-term holder, so I'm not here to sell. But like Ethereum's looking pretty good, pretty juicy. So if you don't have an Ethereum position, I'd probably be looking into it right about now. But ultimately, I think we're going to still continue down a little bit. I think I think we'll probably test down in the 20K range, but I know we have a lot of support at the 32,000 mark. So, is it realistic that we do go down a little bit more? There is the chance that we go down a little bit more, but there's also an equal chance that we just trade sideways at 32. and consolidate for a little bit. That could spark moves like Ethereum because it is still undervalued. Ethereum could spike up in the next couple of days. But realistically, I think we are going to at least trade sideways depending on what happens with the news over the next week, because everything's super volatile and the markets don't like uncertainty. The markets hate when things can't be predicted, and we have no idea what's going to happen between now and January 20th. And then again, on from the 20th on, we don't know what new policies Biden's going to be implementing. We obviously know where Biden leans, but we don't know the full impact. Is it going to be a stimulus check? Is this stimulus going to be sufficient enough to boost the economy? Are we going to be able to recover stock markets like we have done while also helping the economy? Because don't get it twisted at this point. The economy and the stock market is completely separated from the two. There's no way unemployment rates are at its high and everything is happening and people are at food lines and everything. They don't have enough money. A lot of people aren't bringing in income. But you have all-time high in stock markets. It just logically, none of it makes sense, right? So you got to be aware of that. So I would definitely be careful. For anyone that doesn't have a position, if you don't have a position in Bitcoin, now is probably the time. I wouldn't personally wait for it to go under 30K because I could be completely wrong and it won't go under 30K. But I would definitely be using this opportunity to buy if I didn't already have some Bitcoin, and especially if my dollar cost average wasn't at $10,000. I'd probably definitely still buy if you were buying all the way up this. If you were new into crypto and you were buying here, I'd probably still accumulate, because Bitcoin for me is a long-term hold. I don't see Bitcoin as something like, I'll probably take a little bit of profits once everything goes really parabolic after this bull market. But I have no expectation of liquidating all of my Bitcoin. Bitcoin's going to be something that is an insurance policy long-term in terms of holding something for retirement. That being said, like I said, the party is most certainly not over. We are just taking a break. We needed this retracement for a healthy market. We needed this correction. And especially if we expect to go up, I'm predicting with Bitcoin, just to kind of give you guys some ideas, and by short term, I mean in the next few months. In the short term, we're probably looking at something like a $75,000 Bitcoin. I think that's very realistic with how much money needs to flow in. So really, this little dip doesn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things. But ultimately, I am looking for that range of 200,000 plus. And we haven't hit that. And I know a lot of people will say that that's hopium and I'm being a moon boy and everything else. But when you look at the market caps and how much money could flow into the market, you start to realize that 200K is actually a low estimate comparing to what Bitcoin actually could hit. And I do think it's going to hit this year, this cycle, mainly because of the institutional money coming in. Now, this dip might be an idea for institutional money, any savvy investors looking to build a position that haven't built a position, which would be a lot of businesses and institutions. Now would probably be the optimal time to buy in. And you can even see right now we have a green candle, but I don't want to put too much stock on the green candle. But I do think from here, we'll most likely consolidate and then get ready for a move up north. If we do move, I do think that alts will probably move first. So we're probably going to see Ethereum kind of lead the charge. And then after that, you'll probably see alts move up. So I do think that this could trigger alt season early, maybe, possibly. Or we could all just keep going down because of the news. Or if the news gets even worse, it could keep going down. Again, we don't know what's happening in terms of the geopolitical politics side of things, but unfortunately, any political changes does have a massive impact in how everything's trading. So it is important to keep that in mind when you are trading. If you are in a position right now and you're thinking, oh no, it's gone down and I've lost a bunch of money, what do I do? Do I sell or do I hold? Hold. Like if you're listening to me and you're on this channel, This is something that I'm going to tell you over and over again. Buy and hold. Don't worry about selling. The best investment advice I ever got was buy and close your eyes. And that's exactly what I do. I buy. I don't let the market make me emotional. When my blockfolio goes down, I really just close my phone and stop looking at it for the day. I don't make decisions based on the short-term price action. I base my decisions on the long-term price action and ultimately the fundamentals of each project. So really, this is nothing. This is nothing. And if you're used to crypto, this is a small pullback. This is so small because back in 2017, you saw us go all the way to 20K and then get nuked down to basically nothing. So just hold. Just calm down. Close your eyes. Go watch a movie. Do something else. You're not going to, unless you're shorting, you're not going to get liquidated. Everything's going to be okay. Don't panic sell. Do not capitulate. Just don't. Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Don't take my advice. So you should definitely sell. All right. That's it for me. Just a quick little video. Hopefully this finds you well. Hopefully you guys aren't too panicked with the market cycle. I wouldn't be. I'm not panicked. I'm probably going to look for some cheap alts. Looking at the chart, and this isn't just, Bitcoin or Ethereum. This is everything, the entire market. And again, the stock market is down too. So I wouldn't say oh no, this is just crypto. Crypto's dead. No. All the markets are down, right? When human emotions are high, every market is going to go down. Nobody knows what's going on. Everyone's really scared and afraid and selling their positions and trying to hold on to as much wealth as possible because they don't know exactly what's happening. They see scary things on the news and they feel that they must act. And for some people, that might be the best option for you. And if you decide to sell, I hope that is the right decision for you based on your circumstances. But for my circumstances as a long-term holder, I'm seeing these prices and I'm really salivating at entry positions. So that's how I would look at it. And obviously, you guys saw the video, just to give you an update, because you saw the video yesterday of the portfolio. I'm not sure if you can see that, but I'm going to yeah, you can see that. So that's what we're currently at right now. Focus. There we go. So we are down a little bit in the portfolio that we've made ourselves. Obviously by about $160. Am I stressing it? No. Am I upset that I didn't buy today? Yeah, I'm upset that I didn't plan the video today. It sucks, but what are you going to do, right? Buy the dip. So that's it. That's it for me, guys. I hope this finds you well again. Subscribe and everything. Hopefully you like the news type of video. If you don't, let me know. I will stop doing them. But hopefully this gives you some insight and helps you make decisions on the crypto market. One quick note before I leave. The market is at 872 billion. It was at 1.03 trillion, right? That's how quickly money leaves this market because there's so little money in the market. You're still so early. We're so early in this. And that's what you need to remember. That's the one thing that you need to remember. We're also super, super early. The party is not over. We have plenty to go. All right, guys. Happy hodling.